Hey folks, Phil Gallagher of ThrabenU here for another Monster Train run. Coming off of an interesting one from what will be yesterday for you all. Let's see what happens today. I still believe we are on Covenant ranks 17. No, 18 is where we're at. Random, let's go. I need to turn my fan back on. Alright. I believe this is Melting, Hellhorned, and we're going to have to deal with Sap in the final fight. Melting is primary. So our starting deck here is full of a ton of dregs. We have ways to keep them alive, and Mortal Entrapment is going to be very good at some fights that don't involve armored units. Is this a Waxer? It is a Waxer. So these could turn into very good shields if I give them Endless. But I don't know if it's a good idea. Distinguish abilities triggering an additional time is good. Not right now, but like will be later. Okay, I've never played with this from the start, and I want to try it out. I don't know that this is the correct decision, but like, let's give it a go. Okay, so this is now cool, right? So we can take Burn Bright and when... Oh no, it's just Waxer units. Like, this and this, I believe, don't work well together. We're taking Burn Bright, and we'll see where it goes. Yeah, everyone can come hang out. That's fine. So I really just want to use everything as shields for this guy, essentially. So go like, yeah. Torch one of these. Have two shields in front. You go like you, and then you can absorb 2 hits, and then not take any damage on the big guy this turn. It's totally fine. I redraw 1 drag next turn. Yeah, that's okay. We'll probably end up having to let... well, now we'll think about the rest of the turn. I can play a whole bunch of Waxers. For fire damage. So, like, and we'll keep you burning out. And I might actually want to return you to the top of the deck and redraw you next turn. Play out another unit, bottom floor guaranteed. I have 4 units to hit next turn, maybe I won't do that. Definitely taking 6 more fire damage, it looks like. Well, I'll torch one of these, so 5 more fire damage. Now, the next question is, do I want to redraw 2 units next turn? It decreases my chance of hitting hollow drippings, which is important for keeping this unit alive, but otherwise is good. Actually, 369, no. I could kill one of these in a drag, but that doesn't seem like the best use of my time. I think you're a shield, and you're also a shield, and then I'm, like, good with that. see how that goes. Vent is a great draw. That means that for 1 energy I get to kill all of those. And then I can set up a different floor because, like, we're definitely not finishing things on this floor alone. So this can deal 2 more damage to this, or I can save some fire. Save some fire and sleep that way. Oh, we just got the kill. Great. Alright, this key is very interesting. I don't know if good, but, like, absolutely interesting. Keeping our Burn Bright creature alive is pretty important. I'm being offered 2 different sweeping opportunities here. Probably going left on the next floor, so I might want to just take the unit here in case I end up like getting something that I would want to upgrade it. I think I'm okay with having a bunch of units that die. That tends to be rewarded when playing Remnant. Yeah! Lady of the Reform is one of my favorite units in this faction. Very strong. We'll look to make her tankier. That is a step in the right direction. Now, do I want to upgrade anyone else? Molten Imp with an attack turns it into something that actually matters. I could upgrade it with Quick as well. I'm not sure if that's worth 100 gold. It may be early game, but definitely won't be worth it late game. So it may be that, like, we start some aggressive purging of Train Stewards instead. Very aggressive purging of Train Stewards. Like, if we can play a lot of units for free, we don't need Armor 10 is totally acceptable for a unit draft. I am a little worried that too much of our damage is focused around our Burn Bright unit, but this combination is very good. So this can just be like Lady, Rector, Dreg. Question is, where do we do that combination? I think doing it on floor 1 is fine. It means that we don't get to, like, do the Imp super cool thing this turn, unless we play it in front. No, playing it in front doesn't sweep this turn. That's interesting. Our torches now also don't kill these back units. All right, real cost. So the idea would be to put a Dreg behind this because, like, then this actually matters. Don't want to take additional damage or to just do 2. Oh no, 2 damage is lethal on you now. Okay, that's worth it. And then it's possible I'm just supposed to set this Imp up on floor 2, ignoring its summon trigger, to just, like, have something that's gonna attack, and then I can put, like, my Dreg behind it. Alright. I need that. Now let's figure out the rest of the turn. This happens. Vent for x equals 2 is the difference between this thing dying or living, so again, I'm good with that. I guess. Obviously not the most impressive turn. Boss is dead. Great. This run from the get-go has, like, far more potential than our last run. I feel very comfortable. Draft with Endless is totally fine. Molded things are going to be very bad this run. Do I need a horn break? I don't have access to anything else with piercing yet, but I have a lot of direct damage for non-armored units. I think I'm going to take the skip here. Wickless Baron is interesting. I'm really unsure about, like, how much space I need. So, like, the ideal floor 1 now is Lady of the Reformed in front, followed by Rector Flicker, followed by Draft. That's the game plan. And I don't really have game plans for any other floor other than, like, throw some waxers in there and see what happens. Wickless Baron behind a bunch of drafts that just die potentially is good, but I'm not super impressed by any of these units. And, like, have not been in previous runs. Horned Warrior is fine if we hide it behind, like, draft shields. This scales too slowly for my liking. Paraffin Enforcer giving Dregs Rage is interesting, but, like, I just feel that the Dregs are gonna die. I'm gonna take the Horned Warrior reluctantly. And maybe I'm not leaning heavily enough into synergy here, but, like, it feels fine. This feels very tough to me. Is that exploding? It's exploding. 1 damage on death. That's okay. The Pyre health is definitely good. Upgrading my... is it Dreg? No, my Draft. Upgrading my Draft is quite good. What's the next floor look like? Next floor is a duplication, or in all likelihood. Duplication plus remove is very potent. I'm probably upgrading the lady, but not 100%. Or sorry, probably duplicating the lady, but not 100%. If I go this way, I can put another upgrade on her. I think I'm convinced. Ooh, okay, great floor. Great floor. I can take... Wow, this is actually tough. So, I think the 25 health on Lady is happening. That just lets her tank so hard, and then the question is, do I go with an additional multi-strike or an additional rage on this creature? I think I go with the additional rage. Like, the multi-strike is definitely hot. But the rage is an absurd amount of early damage. Multi-strike is just more consistent. This saves me a little bit of money for later as well. What do we got? I don't remember what you do, but I remember passing on it every single time it's been offered to me. Yeah, unless you upgrade these things to be very strong, I do not find this event at all worth it. Like, if you get double upgrades on this, or you have a bunch of spell damage already, or magic power upgrade, whatever they call it, like, I can see this working, but, like, right now, these are too fair. I've never accepted either one of those. Maybe that just means, like, things haven't lined up for me in however many runs of this game that I've played. But that event feels underpowered to me relative to a lot of the other events. Okay, we drew literal best turn 1 that I think I possibly could come up with. So we have Lady plus Rector Flicker plus Draft plus Bindings? Drippings. Solid Drippings. The question is, like, do we vent? if we vent, this dies, I get it right back. Or I can build up burnout on all of my creatures this turn. It's kind of weird. Or no, I have burnout 4, and not burnout 1 anymore. So I can probably sweep this turn and like be totally good with that. What happened? Oh! Explosive Sigil. Okay, so I vented, killed 3 things. It dealt 3 damage to my front creature and triggered the burnout stacks 3 times. That turn was even more incredible than I thought it was going to be. What a turn. Okay. So, like, stack this up. We're good, not indefinitely, but for a very long time. If one of you gets some more burnout, and we can set up Horned Warrior for 4-2 behind a couple dregs, but I don't really see them doing a lot of work. Like, I expect most of our things to just die on floor 1. I don't even know that I want to play more dregs. Like, now that I've done that, I'm just going to like redraw 2 of them next turn when I don't super want to redraw them. Does this change math? Really? I guess slightly awkwardly, the rage of this unit is decreasing every turn, so by the time we get to the boss, it's just going to be dealing 20 per iteration. Not the best. I don't think I've played these like that. So the lady might die. That's okay, I would get her back the next turn. There's just some weird cycles where, like, she's at, like, 1 health right before the boss comes down, and it's a problem. I don't want to redraw a dreg. And I could, like, use a dreg to protect a train steward up there. You already damaged. You are already damaged. Have 25 more damage. You dead? You're dead. Great. Alright. Feeling good. This is the sort of thing that if we were a little more unfair would be very good for us. Memento Mori is interesting in that if I use a bunch of dregs on an early floor as just damage shields, this could become very large by the end game, but I think it's too much work right now. Steelworker's Resolve triggers after combat and can stack up a lot if I use dregs as shields, which is not normally what I do. I'm not using very much energy right now. I think space or card draw are potentially more valuable. Like, so many of my things are 0, and I'm not sure which is supposed to be. So card draw is better when our dregs just randomly die, so we actually get real cards, but the space is better in that we can stack up more units behind a lady. The dregs aren't particularly great to stack up behind, but there's worlds where I stack up like an imp or a horned warrior instead. I legitimately don't know which one of these I'm supposed to take. I'm gonna lean towards card draw, but I think that's close. I think I am upgrading the lady. I think if I would have taken space, I would upgrade the giraffe. Or sorry, duplicate. Duplicate is the word that I'm looking for. Let's kind of see what's going on here first. Like, we're gonna upgrade this to be Burn Bright 2. Like, for sure. I can tell you that for sure I am eliminating the 2 Train Stewards in my deck. Now look at this. I'm gonna take another Lady of the Reformed. It's the sort of thing that allows me to support another floor with burnout units, if that's something that I end up playing with Spell Shield. Slightly awkward with Absolver, but it has 5 health anyway, so it's not dying to torches. Good with that. Fire is still incredibly healthy. We haven't really taken hits yet. Our Burn Bright champion pulling in some serious work. Okay. So, you're in. You're in. And so, like, now we can play the Dreg on 1 if we want. If we play the Dreg on 1, then we get a kill on this. And then we don't end up with a Weight of Contrition in our deck. So that's totally fine. Molting Imp. It would have been totally reasonable to play Molting Imp there as well. It's actually just more powerful than Waxer. Just rationalizing that this, like, keeps the Waxer alive more indefinitely. In case an Imp appears, let's put this up here. Yeah. He's brilliant. How does he do it? So I would like this to resolve up here and gain a whole bunch of armor, and this can hang out behind. So this will sweep out anything that, like, really makes it up to the top. Burnout 1 is not great. We need to draw this at the same time as a Lady of the Reformed, while things are also getting through, which is going to be kind of a big ask. I'm going to play it out to, like, work towards that world where I get everything at the same time. Okay, this works too. So we go like, yeah. Alright, is anything getting through? One thing's getting through, but it doesn't attack. That's awkward. I think I'm gonna go ahead and Hollow Drippings here. Kill you. Nope. Okay, Spell Shield is fine. So this floor is probably taking enough damage long term that I can work on supporting a different floor, at least slightly, via Burnout. I placed that wrong. This should be a shield for this. It deals 44, well, not 44, a little bit more damage. Either way. I think we apply one set of Burnout here, one set of Burnout here, and then, like, the rest of this is just Spell Shield and it gets canceled out, so we don't even need to play these things. I guess technically this thing isn't dying as of right now, so we can, like, get the Spell Shields off of it. And that is relevant. Alright, Weight of Contrition, get out. I don't have space for this anywhere. Gotta be just short and get a kill. It is a great turn to actually be able to use this card. So, like, we'll definitely play some Spell Shield stuff on the boss and, like, try to sweep these things out. Play was probably not like I just did it, though. Play was, like, do multiple on a back unit to get... Oh, okay, I got a kill by doing what I did. Alright. It was brilliant for reasons that I didn't see. Crushing Demise is interesting. I've never considered taking that card before, but with Endless on floors other than the first floor, that is a real card. I am going to take this. This is not a card that I am going to play every time that I draw it. In fact, I frequently might not play it when I draw it. But there are going to be times where that bails me out because I, like, have a, you know, 100 armor unit, and that is my out to it. Rage Serum, I think, becomes more attractive since I took Urzel's Compound early. Inflame is also interesting to protect my lady. But she's got Endless. And we have 2 of her. Card removes seem valuable to me. Let's go right. I have 1 draft slot upgrade that's good, and a few upgrade slots here, but like they're not seeming like they are of incredible critical importance to upgrade. Yeah. Let's go this way. In which order I do these, I'm not sure. I'm gonna go to the Merchant of Trinkets first. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. The only regret is that I can't take both Flicker's Liquor and Hell's Banners. Flicker's Liquor is probably more valuable. I have so many zero-cost units. I can just reduce the cost of big spells to nothing in my hand. Whereas Hell's Banner is good early, but not late. Yeah, let's take Flicker's Liquor. And now we'll... I guess I can remove after Concealed Caverns. Ember Deposits. How many Blight cards do I have? So this is 1, but I start with 2 Blight cards, right? I do. So this is actually +2 energy a turn on this difficulty. That is insane. Yes, I would like that. Delicious. That was a very large power-up. Like, quite pleased with that. I think we're looking at removing torches this stage. At some point, I also might remove the Imp. But, like, unupgraded torches at this point are starting to get to the point where they're just not viable anymore. So I got essentially 2 different things that power up energy. So now I can start looking at taking some more expensive... how do I feel about Multi-Strike? Multi-Strike melts through my creatures. But I haven't taken any fire damage yet, and my units are endless. We can make this work. I don't want to play too conservatively this run. Like, given how powerful we really are. We probably get to play, like, all of our cards every turn. Which is cool. So, I can kill 2... Weird. So, I want to kill as many of these units at the same time as possible. Because otherwise, the multi-strike plus these extinguished triggers is a bit rough. So I think I'm going to get 2 of these here. I think I probably don't torch one. So for example, if I torch one of these, it gives +2 to each one of the friendly units, which represents 12 more damage. Effectively 8 after counting itself. So I don't know that I like that. Horned Warrior is going to go up here, and we'll play the Hollow Drippings. But I don't think we torch. I think I preserve the health of this unit. Maybe if it dies, I just play it again. The endless map is, like, very strange here. Yeah, maybe I just, like, accept that I kill that and, like, intend on replaying this unit at some point. Okay, so you go here. I reduce the cost of something else. You will go at the top. We'll try to, like, resolve as much as possible. You are going, I think, floor 2. And that means I just... Okay, you're already dead. Alright, so, like, I'm getting rid of these. I'm getting rid of this. I am killing the spider that is walking on the wall behind my TV. Oh, no, I'm not. Yes, I am. You were not a spider, you were a fly all along. JK. You live this day. So, am I killing one of these units this time? I think I'm still good with my game plan of hope this unit dies. I was kind of hoping it would die this turn, but that's okay. We're not doing a good job of drawing the draft. I'm good with things as they are. It's awkward to draw double hollow drippings this turn. Who is getting this rage? You're hitting for a lot of damage, and I can't really change that too much. You should get some rage. I guess it's worth more damage here, though. Yeah, so you can take some rage. I can reduce the amount of damage that you take and redraw a drag next turn. I'd rather actually just set up more damage here. Now you're taking 33. Care about you a considerable amount. Alright, let's play those out. Not 100% sure that's correct. What's happening? Bent is legit this turn. Alright, so this needs to happen. And this needs to happen. You are getting an absurd amount of triggers, and I can vent away everything on this floor so that you don't die. I can spend some other energy first. $25 damage in days 2 to an already damaged unit. That's you. You're dead. This draft is not doing me a lot of good, nor will it do me good. I don't want to play it. So let's vent away this floor and keep you alive. Although there's a world where I let you die instead so you can tank for longer against the boss. Yeah, kind of weird. So this for sure happens. And then I can just, like, vent this floor. Or is this floor good as is? I just, like... Okay, so this may be a point where I damage one of these things. So I can damage one and then let the lady die. So it's 4. Yeah, then the lady dies and I can redeploy the lady next turn, which is a good use of my energy. If I just kill one of these. Yeah. And so then I get lady and draft next turn. And then I'm set up to do a much better job versus the boss. We'll put the Molten Imp at the top here, and I'm very happy with how that turned. Alright, so you come here for future setup. You come here for future setup. This gets purged. I can torch both of you. I do want to torch you. Multi-strike is super awkward with that trigger. I should have left that alive. I guess I kill one of you and I take 12 instead of 16. I'm not worried, but the fact that I can't redeploy these units maybe means that I planned for this fight poorly. Or like... Yeah, it's really weird. So I can set up like a hyper floor 1, let everything die and redeploy everything the next turn as long as they're Waxer units. That's super interesting. Oh man, my hand sucks next turn, doesn't it? I just like redraw all of these. This is definitely weird. I didn't really foresee this sort of thing happening. Dead? So if you told me that I was going to die on that floor going into it, I would not have believed you under any circumstances. I felt very powerful. So I should not have killed the creature behind the boss. That was a mistake. That was just like 2 damage, you have less than 2 health, let's go, sort of thing. How should I have played that fight? I could have like basically not played anything out on the top floor to redeploy the stuff that was on floor 1. But without the hollow drippings, the draft is awkward. Yeah, we just weren't prepared for that fight. I'm not going to claim that I played it optimally or anything, but the... Yeah, I guess we're missing good single target damage, right? So, like, the whole plan is, like, get hit and allow our champion to do most of the heavy lift, right? Like, that is the way that I intend on winning most of my fights. But once this thing is dead, I actually do very poor damage overall. So we could stack up stuff and just deal with normal enemies okay, but we didn't scale. That's what this deck was missing. So I have good front-loaded DPS due to like Rector Flicker and to a lesser extent like this just tanking so like my smaller units can hit. But as far as like very powerful offensive units go, it was mostly the draft. And this creature is powerful when it's summoned, but not by the time the boss is around in a lot of instances because like the rage has dissipated. So I did not have a way to scale as fights went on. That's kind of the biggest thing that I was missing. So I think I had so many different problems solved as far as like the long-term health of the run go. Like energy is covered. I like will take additional card draw or space after that, after fell, and like my drafts are sorry, my dregs are more useful than normal. So they don't have to be aggressively removed either. But no scaling. I was offered the Hellhorn card that gives both armor and rage. That's something that I could have taken to play on the draft and try to scale a little bit. But that boss was hitting for 35 in a cycle, which was super problematic. And the multi-strike was just melting through my shields, which otherwise up until that point had been pretty good. Okay, so like you can't win them all, but at least like I did a pretty good job of identifying like what I did wrong, or maybe not what I did wrong. Maybe it's better to say what I was missing. All right, I hope that was fun nevertheless, even though we took a relatively early. Well, no, it was a mid-game loss. It was fine. We were at the floor before fell. That's acceptable. Anyway, I hope you all have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you tomorrow.